Hi guys, today I'm here to do the next video in my Names from Famous Families series, and this video is going to be on names from the Julio-Claudian family. And the Julio-Claudians ruled over Rome after Julius Caesar. They were the first 5 Roman emperors, starting with Augustus and ending with Nero, and so these are some names from their families. I love so many of these names, and I think a lot of these names are very usable still today. Some of them aren't quite so usable, but they're still very interesting to look at. So I'm just going to get started with the girls' names. And the first girl's name happens to be my personal favorite, all-time favorite girl's name, and that is Antonia. Antonia is a Latin name that means priceless, and Mark Antony had at least 2, maybe even 3 daughters named Antonia, so they went by Antonia the Younger and Antonia the Elder. I love this name so much. I love that you could use the nickname Annie, or if she's a tomboy, the nickname Tony. I just think this name is perfect. The next name is also in my top 10 personal favorite names, and that is Octavia. And Octavia was Emperor Augustus's sister, and he was very fond of her. They were very close, and it's a Latin name that means 8th. The next name I have is Marcia. I think this name is beautiful as well. It's a Latin name and it means warlike because it comes from the name of the god Mars, who was the god of war. Then there is Julia. Julia was the daughter of Julius Caesar. There's a trend of naming daughters after their fathers, if you hadn't picked up on that. Julia is a Latin name that means youthful. The next name is not quite as usable as the others, but it is very interesting, and that is Calpurnia. And Calpurnia is a Latin name as well. It means chalice or cup. And I think it's a cool name, but I'm not sure how usable it would be in modern day English-speaking society. The next name is one that I have really been liking recently and that I've heard a lot of people talk about, and that is Cornelia. And Cornelia was pretty popular 150 years ago, and I think it is definitely ready to come back into use. It's a Latin name and it means horn. Then there is Attia, and Attia was the mother of Octavia and Augustus Caesar. And if you've ever seen the TV series Rome, she isn't portrayed that nicely in that show. But I don't know if there's historical evidence to back up the fact that she wasn't a nice person. I really like her name. It's a Latin name and it means malice, so it doesn't have the nicest meaning. But I think Attia could be one that a lot of people like, considering a lot of people like names that end with A and start with A. Kind of reminds me of Aria, but with a T instead of an R. The next name is Livia, and I think this would be a great alternative to the super popular Olivia. Livia is a Latin name, again, not the greatest meaning, it means envious. And Livia was Augustus Caesar's wife, and they were very, very close. He really, really loved her first. And I really like the name Livia. The next one is another one that's not quite as usable, and that is Messalina. And Messalina is actually a Greek name, and it possibly means middle. And the last girl's name I have is Livilla, and Livilla is a Latin diminutive of Livia. I think Livilla was named after Livia. So for boys, the first name I have is Gaius. Gaius was a pretty popular name back then with the Romans. It's a Latin name and it means person of earth. The next name I have is Julius. I really, really like this name. I also like the name Julian, which is a very similar name. Julius is a Latin name and it means youthful. Then I have Marius and Marcus, and both of these names also come from the name of the god Mars, who is the god of war. So both Marius and Marcus mean warlike. Then there is Octavian or Octavianus. Octavian became Emperor Augustus, but he was known as Octavian when he was younger, and Octavian, Octavianus are both Latin names that mean eighth. Then there is Augustus. I personally prefer August. Augustus kind of makes me think of Augustus Gloop from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And he's like the really fat one who just eats candy all day. So it's not the greatest association. I really like August though. And I could see Augustus being used. That association just kind of ruins it for me. And Augustus means great. The next name is one that I think would be really, really cool if you are adventurous in your name choices, and that is Tiberius. And Tiberius is a Latin name, and it means of or near the Tiber River, and Tiberius was one of the Roman emperors. The next name is Marcellus. I'm not sure how usable this one is, and it means young warrior. I believe this one also comes from the god Mars, the name of the god Mars. The next one is definitely a guilty pleasure name for me, and that is Lucius. And Lucius is a Latin name that means light. The reason this is a guilty pleasure name for me and not actually on my list is because of the character Lucius Malfoy from Harry Potter, who is Draco Malfoy's father and who is not a very nice guy, although he's pretty cool at the same time. I don't know how usable this name is because of that character, but I still think it's a very, very nice name. And the last name I have is Cassius, and this one I think is definitely usable. I really, really like this name. I love Cass names for boys. My second favorite boy's name is Caspian, so obviously I like Cassius as well. And it's a Latin name. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a great meaning. It means vain. So those are some names from the Julio-Claudian family. I'm not sure which family I'm doing next, so leave a comment below and let me know if there is a family that you would like me to feature in this series. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.